Good afternoon. Welcome, please, to the launching of the platform of the Observatory for Innovation for Sustainable Cities, OICS. Well, I am Elaine Name. I'm from the CGEE. This initiative is carried out in the scope of City Nova, a multilateral project developed by the Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovation, MCTI, implemented by the Program of the United Nations for the Environment, PNUMA, and launched by the Global Fund for the Environment, GEF, and executed by CGE and other institutions. OICS has as an objective the promotion of sustainability in Brazilian cities through innovative technologies and integrated urban planning. Well, we greet all the authorities here present. Today we count with the illustrious presence of Márcio Miranda, President of CGE, Regina Silvério, Director of CGE, Agilesius, Portfolio Manager at the United Nations Program for Environment, Director of Science of Nature, Research and Scientific Formation of MCTI, and Yucia Rocha, National Coordinator of City Nova. We thank the presence of everyone, and we inform you that we'll share and disseminate all the information here dealt. This meeting will be recorded and made available through the YouTube channel at CGEE. We inform also that it will be available a form for satisfaction survey, and the questions can be registered in this form and they will be duly answered. Well, right now we invite the CGE President, Mr. Márcio Miranda, to welcome all of you. Mr. Márcio, you have the floor. Thank you, Elaine. Before I introduce the importance of the launching of this platform, I would like to thank the presence of everyone in this event, and especially the presence of our colleague Sulian Rocha from NCTI, coordinator of the City Nova project, of which we are part of also, together with other partners in this project. I'd like to thank dearly the support that we had, obviously, from the beginning, from the United Nations Program for Environment, and the partnership in the assembly of this project along the time, and also the presence of our director, Regina Silvério, supervisor of this project at our center, our director, Luis Arnaldo, who follow up our activities very closely, and our friend Savio from the Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovation, who from the very beginning has interacted with us, presenting a very supportive posture towards the center. Savio, thank you very much for your commitment that you and your secretariat rendered to the center, and in private to Marco Aurelio Lobo and his team for the work that you have been developing in the scope of this project, which results in today's event with the launching of a platform which has obviously as an objective to create an environment that is modern, interactive, receiving suggestions of technological development, and for issues that obviously promote innovation in the most urban environments, or at least the great challenges that our cities, not only in Brazil, but around the world face from the perspective of a more agreeable, healthier and sustainable environment, repercuting, of course, in the quality of life of its inhabitants. The center, from the very beginning of our activities, with this focus, developing science and technology and innovation, with the purpose of improving the environment in most urban centers. We are very much concerned about using the best of our capacity, intelligence, to put this at service of this project. And that's what we'll see today in a summarized fashion. Right, Marco? But we are very concerned that we're always knowledgeable that any environment that takes the label of observatory has the main concern of doing exactly what an observatory is supposed to do. Therefore, to observe in a local, regional, national, and global scope all the development, technological developments, the products that are being placed on the market for the social actors of these environments are able to effectively make good use of these technologies. And any platform of innovation within the concept of observatory that we have will consider the interactive aspect in its fullest capacity. It means that we're not only making available the information, but we are using also this very same environment to receive contributions that will be therefore analyzed by our staff, the specialized teams, and from then on will be made available to a greater public. I am sure that you will love it. You will like the platform that was created for this purpose. It is modern, contemporaneous. It is easy to be worked on, easy to be visited, and therefore it fulfills its main function, which is to bring to the large public, and especially for the managers of urban environments, all the solutions for the problems that these cities face. So I'd like to leave here my best wishes, my greetings for all participants of this meeting, renewing my enormous institutional thank to the United Nations Program for Environment. And I followed not directly with you, but I actually followed up your daily routine, your support in the assembly and in the management of this project. We are very, very thankful to you and to your staff for this work, and also the team of MCTI, which has been giving us all the support we need for this collaborative work that impact very much the improvement of the quality of life of the Brazilian city inhabitants. So thank you very much for your presence, and I now pass the floor back to Elaine for the rest of the meeting. Thank you very much, Marcio. Thank you for your kind words. Right now we invite Achilles for his initial remarks. Please, you have the floor. Thank you, Elaine. And good afternoon, everyone. It is a pleasure to be here with you. First of all, as Marcio Miranda spoke, our president of CGE, I also would like to thank the GF for this course and for all the support to make this idea to become a reality. For the MCTI, for the support, not only for the event, but for the elaboration and all the support to make sure that all the national priorities have been met. And I'd like to thank dearly all the work of the Center of Studies. Marcio Miranda, thank you very much from the beginning. And also later after that, you gave us a lot of support in the observatory. Regina, Marco, and the whole team. It is a large team in the elaboration and development of this observatory. I was thinking about the observatory, and I know that undoubtedly the observatory is an element of the City Nova project that calls our attention. And this because the idea of the observatory is highly ambitious. And the objective, as Marcio said, is to supply to the planners, to the urban planners, a very large database for solutions to help them to face the challenges for urban development. Now, it is not enough to supply any kind of solution, but solutions that promote the sustainable development and solutions that, when are implemented, they result in sustainable cities. This is our ultimate aim, with co-benefits for our inhabitants and global benefits in the reduction of the emission of greenhouse gases. And for the United Nations Program on Environment, I think that in behalf of Jeff, we believe that the observatory can also have a very strong role in supporting the cities to build back better. That means to recover better from the pandemic that we are facing now. And global leaders, the General Secretary of the United Nations has said about the importance of guaranteeing a green recovery that is sustainable from this pandemic, in which the decisions made for the economic and social recovery will also lead to better environmental results. I think that the observatory is 100% aligned with this principle, and therefore it does have potential to disseminate a key role in the recovery from the pandemic. And now, thinking and speaking with Marco right before this meeting, thinking about the elections that will happen, the municipal elections that will happen now in November, since this platform is just being launched today, the new managers, where are they going to find solutions to come out of this pandemic? Where are they going to find solutions for this new context? It might very well come out of this observatory. This is an excellent opportunity. And today I'm very anxious to listen and see all these advances from the observatory, and I'm very happy that we are facing the birth of this observatory and operative and beginning to yield results from its conception. Thank you very much. Thank you. Right now, we invite Suya Rocha. Suya, please, you have the floor. Thank you, Elaine. Welcome. Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to thank the presence of so many people and institutions, also from other countries, and a thank to the direction of MCTI and UNEP and Marco and his whole team, which is developing this this program. To me, it is a major joy to see the result of this work. We've been following it very closely, in which the observatory is one of the initiatives of this project, City Nova project. This project has funded platforms for sustainable cities, such as the Observatory for Innovation of Sustainable Cities, and also several other models, pilot models with innovative technologies that can be scaled up to bring alternatives for more sustainable development to the cities in Brasilia and in Recife. The observatory brings a transdisciplinary approach for the problem solution in Brazilian cities. It presents several solutions that can bring potentials of efficiency in urban processes, reducing the environmental impact in cities which are today responsible for 75% of the energy consumption and 75% of the carbon emissions. So it is a serious problem. These solutions are also inspired in the environment and take into consideration low-cost technologies with the convergence of several sectors that observatory studies, such as water, mobility, energy generation, solutions based on nature, energy, and built environment. It brings also a new concept of typology, which is a cluster of several municipalities. Together, these municipalities not only share public services for the citizens, but they also share environmental services. So this way, the integrated integration of these municipalities can bring a better quality of life for all the cities. There is a map tool which can answer for these several clusters of municipalities. So it is possible to plan and solve challenges such as the growing demand we have for food products, water, housing, and other resources, and not only in a sustainable fashion, but also a regenerative fashion. And it brings a new approach, a transforming approach for our country, so we can build more and more a equal nature, a responsible nation, with responsibility and well-developed both cultural, social, and economically wise. So I'd like to thank once again and invite all of you to access and start using the platform of the Observatory for the Sustainable Cities, which just came out of the oven. Thank you, Suyan. Right now we invite Savio Haeder for his initial remarks. Please, Savio, have the floor. Thank you, Elaine. Good afternoon, everyone. It is a joy to be here in this afternoon. We can see this launch and this update of this platform. It is an initiative that is extremely important and relevant, and count with full support and full expertise from the Center of Management of Strategic Studies, especially our friend Marcio Miranda. CGE is a great partner of the ministry. It is an initiative that in which we think all our scientific and technological policy, which ended up being issued right now, our national policy of innovation, which had a great support from CGE. And this whole contribution that CGE gives us is fully included in there. Besides, obviously, the map we have, Marcio, we have the CGE staff with Regina Marco Rubio, which is head of the development department. Please, I send you a nice hug for all your contribution and this energy, this positive energy you bring to the City Nova project. And also, I'd like to greet Archer, a partner from the very beginning, present in all initiatives. I'd like to thank dearly our MCTI team in this scope of being involved in the general coordination of the climate. We see Marcio Rojas, who is our general coordinator, who for a very long time has been specializing in climate. Also, Suya as a national coordinator of the City Nova project. And in summary, I'd like to thank very much to CGE for this moment, for being here in the launching of this platform. Last month, we had the month of science. So in the environment of science, it was joyful to hold many events, many launchings, and I'd like to highlight two of them which are very much connected to the climate topic, which is the one that is very much important to our Sustainable Cities project. It refers to mitigation. We had the launch of the Adapta Brazil platform by our minister on the 9th of October. It is a platform that is towards to help local managers in the topic of adaptation. We have a major development with our Center of Spatial Studies, and this is a platform that pinpoints the future scenarios and what are the main indicators that should drive our investments and our vulnerabilities related to the topic of climate change.
So you can access the mcti.gov.br website to look at the adaptations that the ministry has been carrying out. Also, last month we did an assessment of the technological adaptation plan for low carbon technologies, and this event counted on the presence of our minister. This is a relevant event for everything regarding every action regarding mitigation, and this pandemic we are suffering has had an impact on our work and our economic recovery, and a lot has been invested by the Secretariat of Research and Scientific Promotion by the ministry. So I would like to highlight those actions taken by the ministry, and I would like to thank you on behalf of our Minister, Astronaut Marcos Porto, and the Secretary Marcelo Morales for all of these initiatives we have been carrying out in the field of overcoming the pandemic. In the development agenda of this plan, our contribution with the ministry, by the ministry that counts on this strategic partnership is based on scientific evidence and what is the contribution of the science to produce better knowledge, better cutting-edge technology for sustainable development. I don't know if this is this is in accordance with the 2030 UN agenda. So I would like to highlight the Observatory platform as a contribution of science and technology to face the challenges we are facing regarding the 17 SDGs of the UN, and looking especially at cities. And also I would like to highlight some relevant initiatives by the ministry in the field of urban sustainable development. The Innovation Labs is one of our actions, one of the enterprises we are carrying out, and has counted on partnership of European countries with articulated actions between academia, civil society, business sector, and the government to promote solutions aimed at knowledge development and the development of technology. In those labs, we are promoting actions, joint actions with the Federal University of Goiás to produce intelligent materials, and we have a set of initiatives in partnership with the CGEE, especially focused on those financed by the European Union, supporting events related to science promotion. We have a very interesting agenda of identification of solutions, nature-based solutions for the urban agenda. And I would like to highlight also our program for urban sustainability, regional urban sustainability. This has been supported by other ministries. We have had a call by CNPq, the National Center for Research. We have had a huge demand of finance for support to scientific projects. Those have been approved by a scientific committee, and now we are looking at the proposals in terms of finances. And from this will arise many interesting initiatives to propose solutions, bringing new knowledge to support urban development, sustainable urban development. Finally, I would like to highlight that the ministry has the support of GEF. I would like to thank GEF for the support. We have a new cycle, new GEF cycle in terms of planning to overcome urban issues, and this will be directed more intensively to metropolitan areas such as Florianópolis, Belém, and others. And this is a set of initiatives that counts on support, financial support to integrated solutions. So we also would like to thank our partners that have supported us in those more concrete actions that have been built in partnership with different entities and actors locally. So thank you all. I wish you all an excellent afternoon. And I would like to renew our thanks to all our partnerships and the CGE. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, Savio. And with this message, I would like to conclude our solemn opening ceremony. So in our chat, we have a form that you can fill out. You can ask us questions for this form, and the questions will be answered. So continuing with our event, I would like to invite Mr. Marco Aurelio Lobo to give his presentation. Professor Marco, you have the floor. Thank you, Elani. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm very happy to be here today. It's been months, not only of problems during the pandemic, but also in the construction of the second part of the platform. Last September, we launched it initially at a moment where we showed all the initial possibilities of the platform, and now, a few months later, after a lot of collaboration and joint work, we can offer you, we launched yesterday in the November 2nd, the second stage of the platform, second version, and we're tired, but we're very happy. I apologize to you if my kids run through the room, or my dog barks, or the truck drivers make noise outside. I don't know how the translators will translate this, but also there is a food truck that sells food outdoors, and they announce very loudly their products. So if they pass, please don't be bothered. So I would like to thank you all for your participation, all of the present institutions, the UNEP, the Ministry of Science and Technology, the CGEE, that has been supporting this incredible work. So you're all welcome to the new platform of the Innovation Observatory for Sustainable Cities. I'm very happy to be with you, and I'm going to take you through an explanation through the observatory, showing you new functions of the platform. This is not a static work, it's dynamic. We'll continue to perfect it and to work on it for the next years. Of course, this is a continuous work. So we are at a very favorable moment to show to the public managers the possibilities of urban transformation, especially in 2021, in the post-pandemic process. It will be very important for the Brazilian public managers. So I'm going to upload my presentation now, and let us work our best to introduce to you the entire platform. As I have been told, the entire process here to upload it, it's this. So here you are. Elaine, can you see it? Is everything okay? Yes, everything is okay. So yes, it looks white in the beginning. Don't worry, that's how it's supposed to look. So welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Observatory for Innovation and Sustainable Cities. Our work is to work with innovation and sustainability to transform Brazilian cities. Very well. We are part of City Nova, the great integrated project aimed at science, technology, and innovation for Brazilian cities and their promotion, the promotion of their sustainability. It is executed by the Ministry of Science and Technology, and it is supported by the GEF, and it is implemented by the UN program for the UN Environment Program, UNEP. So we also must mention ARES, Porto Digital, the Secretariat of the Environment of the GDF in Brasilia. Recife and Brasilia have been developing incredible, amazing works in terms of promotion of sustainability actions. In Recife, we have seen an amazing work with regard to the Capibaribe River, and they are producing solar energy boats. Here in Brasilia, at the barragem, the Descoberto Dam, we have a very important work here in agroforestry surrounding this dam. So we have very important works being done here. We also must mention our partner Programa Cidades Sustentáveis, who has been helping us with good practices, best practices, and the CGEE that has been developing the Observatory for the development of sustainable cities. So I'm going to speak a little bit slower because of the translation. I apologize to you. So what is OICS? What is this Sustainable Development Observatory? It's a virtual platform that monitors, organizes, and shows sustainable solutions and innovative solutions contextualized in the national territory through typologies of region and cities. to understand all the questions, all the issues. So when we mention cities and region, we're talking about a congregated group because we have a reference city and the surroundings of the city. We have let's say a group of cities, surrounding cities that form a region, and we're working with those units as references. What is the mission of the observatory? Firstly, it is to inspire people. When we talk about sustainability, it is still a taboo. When you talk about the eco-boring people, the nagging eco-environmentalists, and even before the pandemic, we already thought this way. But now, with the pandemic, it's becoming ever more important to show people the importance of cities, the importance of people starting to use the cities in a manner that is favorable to nature. So we need to start to re-understand nature in our urban context. So the observatory has this role, and we have to replicate those innovations. We don't do anything that people cannot have access to. And for all of this take place, we have to promote public policy so that we can encourage the public sector, the private sector, and society to understand those processes and make them be implemented. So what is our greatest objective, ladies and gentlemen? It's to edify, to build and to identify and build local solutions, local, regional, national, and international solutions for learning and appropriation of different users. Of course, we are focused on the public sector, but obviously the civil society as a whole is invited to work with us, to be with us. It is a free platform and it's available to all, because we understand that the society as a whole has to look at cities in a different manner. Of course, based on this outlook, we have to promote the transition of Brazilian cities into more sustainable cities. And I, of course, must thank the team, the technicians, the technical team that have been working with us since 2018, doing an incredible work. I would like to thank Regina Silvério, the supervisor. I am the coordinator, Marco Aurélio Lobo. And of course, I must mention Monique Pinheiro, Raiza Fraga, who have been working intensively with implementation of solutions and also developing technologies, and our trainees Fernando Buquerque and Gabriel Breves, without whom we would not be here today. And our technical and financial advisors, Katia Regina, Patrícia Andrade, Eliel Nascimento, who deal with all the bureaucracy, that's incredible bureaucracy in this whole process. I would like to thank the IT team of the observatory, Alon Lorenzo, Evandro Soares. Alon Lorenzo is right now working as crazy to help us implement the platform. Evandro Silva, Andrew Soares, Yuri Silva, and Wagner Soares, and everyone else working with the CGE, Akira, Katu, and all of those that have been essential to this process. I also have to thank the integrated communication CGE team that have been helping us do the communication of the lab, Jean Campos, Elaine Michon, Bianca Torreão, Eduardo Oliveira, Luciane, Susan, and so many others, so many important people that I must thank, and all the researchers that kick-started this process. Professor Roberto Velasquez, that has been studying and promoting the development of technology solutions, Gabriel Gomes and others working in many other fields, nature-based solutions and water sanitation. We have the companies Grande Circular, Econômica, Curupira, that have been helping us implement solutions and to keep the platform working. We can only do this because of these platforms, these partners. So it's very important their participation. It's important to highlight that the observatory, along with the Ministry of Science and Technology, is articulating itself with the other ministries: Ministry of Environment, Regional Development, Economy, Ministry of so this integration of ministries is very important for us to develop this initiative. We're working with IBGE, IPP, IPT, ABNT to build typologies with the institutes of research. We have many, as you can see. I want to highlight their participation Locomotiva, the Getúlio Vargas Foundation, Instituto de Embalagens, and Fundação Vitória Amazônica, and so many others with whom we've been discussing solutions for the Amazon region, because it's a totally different context, different scenario, so we have to look at that specifically as well. So we want to thank the partners in the municipalities and the work developed in the municipalities, the Program of Sustainable Cities, the Brazilian Network of Cities, the National Front of Mayors, ICLE, great partner with local governments for sustainability. We have a cooperation agreement with them, ICLE Europe and ICLE Latin America, with whom we've been developing a digital catalog aimed at nature-based solutions. This is our role. The Brazilian Association of Municipalities, ABM, we've been working also with the National Confederation of Municipalities. It's very important to articulate with all these partners so that we can reach all the over 5,000 Brazilian municipalities. We're also aligning ourselves with sectorial entities, with the private sector. We've been talking and just signed an agreement, a cooperation agreement with the National Association of Collective Transportation Companies, ABIT, the Textile Industry Association, which are very important in many aspects of city designs. The National Association of Ceramics and Materials, construction materials, and the Brazilian Association of Chemical Industry, ABICHEM, who has been doing an amazing work with us. That is, we are trying to open many fronts in Brazil to favor the development of sustainable cities in Brazil. So I would like to thank the Centro Brasil Design. We have to highlight this as a project and the understanding of others, of the users. This is our role, and this is what they're helping us do. And the Boticário Foundation Group, a great partner with whom we will sign a technical cooperation agreement with the Boticário Foundation, also aimed at the promotion of nature-based solutions, as you will see. Here I would like to bring to you the 6 axes we are working with inside the observatory. Low carbon mobility and access to cities, which means locomotion inside the cities, renewable energy, decentralized and efficient, low carbon and social interest in built environments, solid waste, circular economy and efficient treatment, clean, accessible, and rationally used water, and decentralized and efficient sanitation. And finally, the great theme that in the past years has been discussed all over the world, which is nature-based solutions, which I see as a transversal theme where we work with the theme of green and blue structures for greater resilience, not only for climate change, but for climate emergencies, as we have been observing that are taking place all over the world. So there are 2 great studies, transversal studies, that cover all these areas that we're doing. One is the participative and integrated long-term planning. This is a study where we're trying to look at the vision for the future for the Brazilian cities and their transformation into more sustainable cities. And we have just concluded this year, and we're looking at articulating with the ministries the project for the innovation of operational sustainable policies for local, regional development and the development of value chains. And this is a study that's being carried out in Europe today, and we're adapting it to use it in Brazil. So we've created with this study the Program for Socio-Technical Territorial Transformation, the PTS, which aims at working in Brazilian regions, looking at possibilities for innovation and transformation of those regions into more sustainable cities. So we have a typology, which is an incredible study which has been developed in the past few months, where we study the characteristics of the geobiophysical characteristics of the territory in the Brazilian context. It's important to highlight. And of course, the construction of typologies. In this construction, we're looking at the diversity in Brazilian urban areas. We must understand and promote the integration of the solutions we're mapping and the Brazilian cities. And of course, based on this, we have to work with indicators. There is research on indicators. What are the challenges regarding sustainability, so that we can permeate all the themes that we are working with in the observatory, and aligning ourselves to the SDGs. Of course, because looking at the future, we need to look at the strategic formation of, strategic use of information and visualization. We have to build graphs for this.
I declare now the typologies of the cities and regions, of which I have data from the IBGE towards the social demographic issue, which is the temperature, use, and coverage of soil, susceptible areas to flooding and sliding. Of course, that from then on we developed a methodologies of categorization of the social, economic, and geobiophysic information to characterize the different arrays or arrangements of cities and regions according to the topics of this observatory. That is, all data will make us to have a view of the whole from the observatory. And of course, the observatory is seeking a view of the future for products and services to the community. And then we can build an infographic here. And we can seek this evolutive view of the sustainable city, seeking to build a better solution base and small sets of information that will very fast make the manager understand the problem, and of course create contextualized solutions within the issue of Brazil and whatever else, and which way to apply them. This, what you can see here, is possible within this articulation, nationally wise and internationally wise. For the observatory to grow alone, it is necessary to co-create, to be partners with. So all of this that you can see here will show that we can work in a circular fashion in the search of perfectioning our databases to allow our citizens to see all applications, to seek to work with evolutive roadmaps, to work with our tools within the platform and its applicabilities, and we'll seek to work more the social medias for public consultations. That is, we'll be closer to the citizen. This is one of the objectives of the observatory. And of course, since 2018, when we started the whole process, we already developed many things. We came, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very happy to say that we came to 578 initiatives of sustainability in 2 different cycles of studies by the highest quality researchers. We have about 222 solutions. It's not we're not talking about the American elections, but we have also 356 case studies published. In times of pandemics, we were able to map and study and supply all this information to you. I would say that beforehand that we are at the end of this year, and we're closing, we're finishing a good part of the deliveries we are supposed to do. We have 4 technical documents about typologies and topic indicators. We have 6 technical indicators over the topic RIS3, which are strategies of innovation in regional and national scope for intelligent specialization. We have 5 technical reports over the construction of the SIG web tool. We have 5 executive summaries over the topics of the observatory. So we have a lot of quality information, well structured, at the reach of everyone. This is the material that I just mentioned with regards to the executive summaries of the topics, and I hope that until December we'll launch the applications in which you can download all these summaries. It's important to mention that we have a technical document about the approach, flow forms approach, together with the video with regards to water. We have a specific solution on nature-based solutions. We have the Vita Cidades study, which will make us understand this issue of cities post-pandemic. That's an interesting work which shows the whole City Nova project back then when we started in 2017, and all the transformations for the city to be able to work and not suffer from these pandemics. this study will be available for everyone to have access to. And we also have studies over observatories on other cities in the world so that we can understand our role. And of course, we build partnerships to build an alliance with several observatories. And this word partnership is paramount for this process. We have an article over the program of socio-technical and territorial transformation, which will deal specifically about this study and this action. Well, I couldn't forget to portray the reality. We have more than 2,000 access to the platform. We have mapped 50 indicators, 20 layers of geographic information, 18 typologies. We're making innovation in the process of mapping cities. And also, I have to mention that we've been working with 20 researchers and external consultants. We've held 3 international seminars over nature-based solutions. We hope that in 2020 we'll hold a 4th one. We had the presence of our observatory in 4 international events. We developed 11 workshops for the development and capacity building on the topics scoped by the project. So even knowing of the difficulties we're going through, and the anxieties we are living, we're sure that this work is fundamental to prepare the new cities. You have some images of cooperation agreements with Mr. Marcio Miranda and Regina, with the staff from ICLEI, Daniela. We have the workshops already developed, our last international seminars, the last event before the quarantine, and several other events. This is all fundamental. And with the pandemics, we're doing our virtual conferences, we're developing webinars, we're discussing. This is another expression interpreters will find. Not to miss on anything. We're of course mapping all the difficulties and trying to improve it. But for this, it is necessary to have a new visual identity that regards innovation and sustainability in this new moment. And that's how we sought to develop a new visual identity. We went to work with the Gran Circular, which is a major office here, which made a nice research where we work the key words that you can see here, especially the daring and the rational. We did a very nice work on positioning. We took all the observatories in the world to track their identities, and went to the in between the Sobrio or the Ebrium and the Daring, and we worked our concept as well. We have the branding system for this to be done, and it is very important at this moment that today, November 5th, it is the National Design Day. This is a tribute that we make to Aloysio Magalhães, a great designer from Brazil. In the past century, in the 50s and 60s, he developed unique visual identities using a view, a very dynamic and rational view. I'm sorry that I got emotive here. But today is the National Day of the Culture. And this man that you're seeing, he created our Brazilian Institute for the in Heritage, our IFAM. It's a man who could see the need of valuing our culture. And it is necessary to value these, because we have the clear view that we are Brazilians and we could not work with science and technology without considering these. So Aloysio Magalhães was a great researcher, a designer, innovator. And of course, we couldn't forget to remind that today is the National Day of the Portuguese. Another important name is Alexander Vulner from the past century. He was the first Brazilian to have a scholarship in the main school of design in Europe after war, the Ulm, it's called the ULN, Ulm School, where the design was already something important when considered in sustainability, science, and innovation. So Alexander Vulner brought us a highly technical, rational, and dynamic view. And when he came back to Brazil, he opened the first design office, which is still a national and international reference today. So our concept is based on Brazilian men who defend our culture, our science, our technology, and innovation. Well, ladies and gentlemen, from then on we went to seek, with Marcio Miranda said, we need to observe. And to observe we need light, we need clarity, we need ideas, and we need to enlight. So we went to seek a lantern or a light source to help us to discover, pinpoint, illuminate, and discover. And it's important to work. Our regionalism, such a large country as Brazil, we have a lot of plurality, and our local reality is very diverse. And the Brazilian urban issue is also very important when we think about this concept. Obviously, that we're working with collective actions, with co-creation, with sharing, and being accessible. From these concepts, we came to a symbol. This symbol represents the sum, light, collaboration, view of future, and collective action. This symbol that reminds us cycle, infinite, sustainable, future. This symbol that limits a place, a localization, territory, and city. This symbol has a dynamic which maps. This symbol that brings a view of future to Brazil and Brazilian cities. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the new visual identity of the Observatory of Innovation for the Sustainable Cities. Be welcome to the new OICS, which from now on will be presenting through the platform and to all country and to the world. Well, OICS reflect this Brazilian view of the colors and of the dynamics. And it brings this view of the Brazilian dynamics, the strong colors and its forms. And of course, it will be worked out in several merchandise. This card, this cell phone is not mine, but the address is this one. So please don't be mad because you don't have all the marks. But the card is beautiful, and I hope that until the beginning of next month, we have it. We'll be present in several events. Our mark is supposed to be strong, together with City Nova and all other partners. And for this, not only we need the identity, but we need a new architecture. So please be welcome to the new platform that is available from now on. I would like very much to talk to you about the whole style guide that we studied, the issue of colors, symbols, the relationship in between a mobile and expansion and desktop. Everything has been studied so that you have a good visibility and legitimacy. So this was created with source, sizes, styles. Everything was thought out in detail. We also worked out in illustrations that could bring a ludic view and could also help the public manager and the future generations to understand it. It is fundamental to work with children, with youngsters, teenagers. So the platform has a whole contemporaneous view and of the future. And now, I know everybody stands now. This is the new platform of the Observatory of Innovation for Sustainable Cities. I will actually roll up and down a little bit. We will scroll down and we'll see solutions of case studies. We have the view of the future, which is an idea to have future studies. Our interactive map. We have the last case studies. You can click. We'll have also a link with City Nova, our partners for sustainable programs. The Collaborators, which is a new part. We have news to be presented. And of course, the down bar where you have our address and all the marks, all our partners and supporters. You can talk to us. But then, what about the solutions and case studies? Well, I'll go through it with you. Now have the case studies. I can click. Or solutions. Solutions have studies. We have a way to filter it. We have topic. I will click and I will see a set of topics. I can filter it. we're evaluating the structure of this process, but I'll be able to work with all the SDGs connected to that solution. So in a very sophisticated way to filter, I will click on built environment update, and after that I'll have all solutions. Sorry that I don't have enough time to go through all of this, but you'll have enough time to see this and see also many things that we still have to work out. Let's see solution. Let me go through solutions a little bit. You see a new face when you can add to a solution. You have the status, challenges, SDGs, there is a summary, what is the problem, and then you can click on references and annexes, and I'll see what are the references connected to this solution, other projects that are being studied. Everything will be with this more dynamic view. Here on the left we have the topic, and I'll scroll on the right to know all the work that has been included. So what about case studies? I'll stroll through it. Now these are case studies. When I click, I have on the left the data, and on the right you'll see how much the implementation will cost, how do I do to implement, what are the benefits, and how to replicate it. I have all information possible. Here is another example, the urban telepheric. If I click, I'll see the status, I'll see the SDGs. I can click and I'll see more information with regards to the telepheric. I'll see connections, I can see the problem, and then I go to the reference and annexes. That is, you have about 222 solutions to go through within the platform, several case studies. And now our interactive map. This is the new face of the interactive map that you will be able to see all our topics here presented. There is no way to connect to internet right now, but you can do it later. I'll have instructions to access the map. Here I can see the topics, its solutions, indicative topologies. If I see mobility here, I can map in Brazil some topics about mobility. I can get into typologies and indicators, clicking on analysis of environmental sanitation. These are split into clusters. Some are more fragile, some are more structured, as you can see with regards to environmental sanitation of solid waste. You see in good part of Brazilian cities it is not possible yet. In some major centers it is possible. I can see the analysis of grouping mobility, this intra-urban mobility. You can see there are indexes that go from 0 to 1, and you can know whether there is a lot or if there is none. Of course, you can zoom the map, you can have more visibility of this data. Group number 5, it is also about mobility. Group 6, I'm just going through this very fast. We have the map of broadband in Brazil. There are some broadbands which are not very effective. In other regions where it is very efficient. Of course, this is not a static thing. It is continuous, but it has to be fed periodically. Now this is craziness. This is the map of situation. I'm looking here at the quality of the water, improper disposal of garbage, and you can see the whole Brazil here with regards to these indexes. And you see here the cities and regions and groups where you have quality of the water not so good, the indexes that you see with the disposal of garbage or waste. You will see cities which have the same condition and indexes and indicators and make your correlations. This is our job. And now we have a new that we're preparing that will be ready at the end of this month. These are the co-creators, as Marcia said. We came to a stage in which we researched, and in 2021 we'll be open to other processes. Let's see.
I would like to show you clicking on this very quickly. What's going to happen? I have a database of co-creators. Those are companies that can promote, that can offer solutions. So we have many companies already seeking us to present the work that they develop, and we can do this connection with the public sector. So this is a group of institutions and companies that are linked to the study cases that we're doing. This is a very important form to link the companies and the public managers. You have a role, have a library, if you will, where you can access those offering solutions. We have Collaborators Login, which we're also implementing now and will soon be available. It's as a co-creation as well. So here I can click on login. Just a moment. Let me show you. I'm going to be a part of the network. I can insert my email address, my password, obviously. I enter and I have the solutions to the case studies. I'm looking at all of them. I'm going to click on new solution. Does this solution contribute to the reduction of emission of greenhouse effect gases? Yes. And then they will show me the different solutions, what theme they're related to, the gallery of images, keywords, status of maturity, what SDG it is linked to, it's related to. So when we can look at details, I can see the context of this solution, what is a necessary investment, what procedures are necessary, is there a step-by-step, is there a guideline, are there guidelines, what are the bibliographical references, are there links related to this, are there any kind of attachments, and I will submit this to the curatorship to be, for this proposal to be analyzed. So in 2021, this platform will be much more like a hub of partnerships and co-creation available to the Brazilian citizens. So those pilot projects, as I commented, that are taking place in Recife and Brasilia, we have a structured form that has been approved by everyone at City Nova, and by the end of the year, in the beginning of the next year, obviously, we will structure this form that will include the data of the entire data of Recife and Brasilia, of everything that has been done within the City Nova action. So you will be able to click on Recife or click in Brasilia and take a look at what is being done, so that other cities can look at the legacy, what work is being done, what are the costs of implementation, and so on. All this information will be available by the end of the year or the beginning of the next. So this platform is being structured according to what has been requested, meaning it is available to society, and we are a hub of information. So as Gustavo mentioned, we were asked to host the Labs for Urban Innovation. So here I would like to present to you the first data reached. This project is a collaboration between business sector, government, university, and users, and is a collaborative process for the creation, prototyping, validation, and test of new solutions in real contexts. That means this is an environment of open innovation focused on the user, and it is a systematic approach and co-creation multidisciplinary approach. It integrates research and innovation processes in real communities. The idea is to find ways to promote research and innovation adapted to the real needs of users. So I'm going to take a drink of water. It's not coffee or anything else, okay? It's just water. It is water. So for us to have a lab and an image strength, if you will, to promote this work in the cities, we have to think about a visual identity, visual communication for our labs. So I would like to thank those partners. We think of the implementation in practice, methodology, and solutions. So we seek agility, regeneration, convergency, horizontality, inclusion, connection, context. We want it to be online. We want project pilots with resolution, pathways, flows, experimentation. So welcome, ladies and gentlemen, also to the Labs of Urban Innovation, the LIUs, which include our partners and database. Of course, this is a huge network for urban innovation in the country as a whole. So we have a lot of novelties here. And in the last year, I asked Professor Alok who unfortunately could not be with us today. We asked him to develop an app which is being now implemented in the Android and OS systems. So we hope by Christmas everyone will be able to download this app. So let me explain it to you, the Android system, what it's going to look like. So I'm going to open the app and you'll be able to see. In the same way the new platform works, this is the app. I am scrolling down and see our partners. You can click on the partners, you can click on the map, the vision for the future, innovation and sustainability, the observatory as a whole, who we are, what we do, etc., who our partners are. So we're still using the old logo of ours, so I apologize for that. So this is the solutions, new solutions, the case studies. I also can filter the search. I can cancel, go back, go to solutions, filters, search, research. All of this is at the tip of the fingers. I can click on the interactive map and look at your location only. I'm going to scroll down so that you can see. I'm going to click on how to navigate. And you will see the same map that is on the platform. Now you can see it on your cell phone, on the app. I'm going to see the themes, the solutions. I can click on all of this, look at typologies, indicators. If I click on vehicles per inhabitant and I zoom in, I can see this also on the cell phones. This is going to be a great Christmas gift to all the mayors and managers all over the country. This is our app. It will be available to all for free in the main iOS and Android shops. It's very important, of course. And we need to think of 2021, the post-pandemic year. And so we made a video, and I would like to thank all of those who participated in its confection. We want the managers and the children and all the users to be able to understand and assimilate what we're doing, everything we're doing to promote sustainable cities. So now I'm going to show you the video, the institutional video of the observatory. Nature is full of detail, and only those who take a close look understand how it works. In it, everything is connected. Each little element is a part of a great cycle. Cities also are made of cycles. They have their own metabolism that never stops, and when it's not working very well, everything goes wrong. So we need to study and to view the future to create urban structures. That's why we created the Observatory for Innovation and Development of Sustainable Cities, the OICS. Our work is to connect experts, entrepreneurs, and public managers. We are a bridge between those who create solutions and those who make them, who apply them in practice. So we support the development of public policies based on evidence, and so that everyone can contribute, we have developed a platform to capture and disseminate urban solutions that bring innovation in different areas, such as, for example, nature-based solutions or sanitation. But our work doesn't stop here. It's not just all about this. It's not just about this. We know each place is unique, so we have mapped different cities and created an information system with indicators on mobility, temperature, land use, and many others. Hence, we have offered more compatible solutions to different realities across the country. So thinking sustainable cities is to foresee a future, to plan a city with a better future for everyone. We ensure sustainability, urban sustainability for all. So come to get to know us. Bring your solutions. We're always open to dialogue, and this is a dynamic platform that's being co-created, and by 2021 we will be able to implement many solutions, and obviously we'll grow, we will perfect ourselves, always in partnership with you. Thank you very much, everyone. I hope I haven't spoken very fast, but I think we have people from over 8 countries watching us, and I'm very happy for this. And now I give the floor back to Elaine. If you want, I can answer a few questions. I think we still have a little time. Thank you very much. Thank you, Marco Aurelio. I believe the questions will be forwarded to you by email, and we will answer everybody. So now I would like to invite you all, to invite the directors of the CGE, Regina Silvestre, for the closing comments. Regina, you have the floor. Thank you, Elaine and Marco. Congratulations on the work, Marco and the entire team. Congratulations, Suya, and all the team that is following up all this work that is being developed at the Observatory. I would like to thank everybody here for your presence at this launching. It's very good to know that there are so many people interested with relevant and interesting questions regarding the work of the Observatory. You all will receive your answers later on. And as you have seen, the Observatory is alive, as every observatory and project must be, or should be, because we are always going to be improving. And this instrument is an instrument of intelligence, and it is an instrument that will help especially public managers, as Marco already mentioned, and not only as I think here the ministry provoked. I liked it very much, the provocation by the ministry and the labs for innovation, all the research centers, the universities, the institutions that are working on bringing solutions to urban problems, and will make the solutions and their research and knowledge available. All this accumulated knowledge, and a huge part of it already supported by initiatives carried out by the Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovation. And for us, it's very good to be able to be always this supporting institution that subsidizes, that brings elements to subsidize decision makers, especially public studies, public investors when they are looking at investing in strategic areas. So those tools, this observatory is very useful, so that whenever managers have any problems, they can look at the solutions already implemented, or what municipalities have the same characteristics or similar characteristics, what solutions have been implemented by those municipalities, and what information can be exchanged, because this platform also means to promote interaction, articulation, and sharing of knowledge and successful experiences all over the country. So of course we will get to know this better. We're just getting to know the second version of this platform, and from next year on we will have greater interaction with our users, especially public managers, and we will get to learn from those managers what solutions they already have available, what they are doing in their municipalities, and what are the new demands, what they can bring to the observatory regarding issues that have not yet been approached but are within the access of the observatory, and still there are no solutions available. So this integration with the municipalities, with the cities, will become more effective and better, growingly better, and we're going to talk about the partnerships. We're going to count on many partners: the National Confederacy of Municipalities, the National Front of Mayors, the Brazilian Association of Municipalities, and all the companies, the productive sector is making an effort to bring solutions to improve cities, and they are concerned with sustainability and social responsibility. So the ministry is allowing this co-creation where innovative companies in Brazil can bring to the observatory solutions that they have already developed and that can add value or reduce costs for the implementation of these solutions in municipalities, and to promote, of course, we know that science, technology, and innovation aim to promote life quality and better life quality and improvement of urban life for citizens. So we know that in this globalized world, this outlook Marcus brought to us, this international view of bringing together experts to help us think about those systems that are strategic to our country and bring solutions that have been implemented in areas and countries that have the same characteristics, the same or similar traits to the regions in Brazil that we are working on, because we know that Brazil is a continental country. We have different problems, different biomes, and we have different themes that need to be approached and maybe have been approached in other places of the world. So Marcos, I would like to congratulate you on your presentation, and I would like to open the floor, we're going to be open to the contribution of the public, especially municipal managers, so that they can interact with this platform. Our intention is always to study economical viability along with the mayors or the government, so that they can understand how much it would cost to implement those solutions in their territories. Our intention is to work with solutions that can improve mobility, for example, in large urban areas, cleaning the rivers. Brazil is a territory with the largest availability of water, of fresh water in the world, so we have solutions that can be implemented already. As Marcus said in the seminar we carried out about nature-based solutions, that there are solutions that respect the environment and interact in a more healthy and positive manner with the environment. So we are, along with the ministry, we are presenting this platform because we understand it is a platform that will be a tool, a management tool for public managers, and to show you, to tell you that we are open to work in partnership with Ares, Porto Digital, Sena, Federal District, PCS in São Paulo, to improve our partnership with you and become closer to you. As we as individuals can offer a more pleasant environment, a more integrated environment with nature, and always looking at our life quality and our insertion, a more positive insertion of individuals in this environment of large urban centers. So I would like to thank all of your participations, all of you for participating, and I would like to invite you to download the interactive version of this platform and navigate through it, get to know it, and to interact with us in a very active manner. Your comments, you users and internet users' comments are taken seriously, and we will always implement and improve our tools with your contribution, because you are our users and our final target. You are the target, the final target, and the final users of this work being done by the Ministry of Science and Technology. So I would like to thank you all and wish you all a good evening. Thank you for being present at the launch of the platform of the Ministry of Science and Technology's platform for the development of sustainable cities.
Well, right now we'd like to invite Archer Lassel for his final remarks. Thank you. Thank you, Eleni, and thank you, Regina, as well, for these words. I need to say now, wow, I am very impressive that of the work we did. We have a design that makes it very chic, and this is very good to present to the world as we're doing now. So congratulations, everyone. This is the first point. I like very much the design I saw. I think it is very fine. Now the second point is the content and the utility for the users. So it was very good to listen to Marco's words and to Regina said many times, municipal managers. And this, these are the main clients. We'll have several clients, of course, that's the word. But we do have clients that will make a difference. And these are the people who are in the cities, and they have the power to change the future of the cities. And so this is one of the roles of the observatory. So I have to say this. Right now we can't see the content in detail, but we have solutions. And this is the issue. You can see the solutions and how you can plan. Next year, Marco said that we have to make some tours and visit some different cities to study this. This might actually help you to answer the problems. How we can implement the solutions and how we can answer to the needs of the managers. In this regard, it is also very good to see this alignment. I have to admit that there is an alignment with the reduction of the greenhouse gas emissions. And this is one of the commitments as a global community. And this is actually excellent. And last, just as Regina invited, I invite all of you who are participating today to participate next year in this design, in this conversion that Marco said, to help to refine and to perfect even more this platform. Mark and Regina are tired because they are always trying to improve, and this is good to know. So I invite you to participate actively in this. And thus, I close this event. I thank you very much. I wish you a very nice evening. And I hope to see you again in the observatory. Thank you. Thank you very much, Archer. Well, here we close our event, the launch of the new platform of the observatory, OICS. And we thank our guests and also our participants on YouTube, informing that this meeting is being recorded and everyone will have access to it at any moment. And please don't forget to ask your questions accessing the link of the survey, satisfaction survey. It will be very important for us, and Marco Aurelio will be very pleased to answer each and every one of you. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in our next event.